So anyway, my dad's running down Venice Beach, right? And he's just booking it for some reason, right? And then I notice there's a guy in roller skates and just the worst.
Like in the sand?
No, on the boardwalk.
Oh, okay.
And just wearing the worst banana hammock you ever see in your life.
Oh, God.
So he's just sprinting down, and then he trips, right? And then he comes by, and the guy just goes flying right by, and it's just like, man, heck of a split you got there. Not realizing that he's the one that's the banana split. Anyway, then I found $5, and then we went on to our ice cream shop.
That's a great story. And welcome back, everybody, to episode 4 of the And Then I Found $5 podcast.
The fourth one.
The fourth one. I'm your host, Colton, and this is my co-host,
Tyler.
Hey guys, this is Editing Colton. We're done. It wasn't the fourth one, it's the fifth one. I don't know what we were doing. Anyway, enjoy the rest of the episode.
Tyler Alcorn. Everybody, raise the roof.
Dang it. Have we said our last names ever?
I think so. Are we not supposed to?
I just don't remember. I can't remember. I mean,
maybe we haven't. Boy, that'll be weird. That'll be like a little mystery for people.
Yeah, well,
let's save my last name for next week.
Okay.
I mean, it's gonna be on like everything we do, social media wise. So
yeah,
it's not like it's a secret. And I don't think we're going with like pseudonyms or anonymity.
That's just too. I feel like that's too difficult.
Too difficult, too impossible to keep up. And I'm not tech savvy enough to be like, this is how you keep anonymity on the internet.
Yeah, exactly. It'd be like, hey, did you guys figure out who Kyler Falcorn is? Yeah, it's probably the Tyler Alcorn guy that his IP address is attached to. Oh. End of story. Like,
yeah.
Wow, that was a real difficult mystery we figured out. That he didn't even like do anything to change.
Oh, so you know what I didn't do for this episode?
What?
I didn't get us a sponsor this time, but
I was thinking about that, and then
it's all right. Let's.
I have an idea that we might hatch throughout today's topic.
But I mean, if we don't, if a sponsor doesn't contact us while we're recording,
then we're sponsorless.
Today's episode is brought to you by the listeners. Please listen to the podcast.
Okay.
That is all. Thank you.
And if you don't, well, you didn't know to hear that because you didn't listen to it.
Fuck you.
Oh.
You also don't know that I insulted you because you weren't listening.
Yeah. That's better, I guess.
This is the world's greatest #1 podcast.
In Northern California.
Started by 2 guys who said, hey, we should start a podcast. Because we're funny.
And of, the white variety.
Of the white variety. Yeah. It's like white grapes. So how you been, man?
Oh, just living life.
Another
dude.
week in the books.
Yeah, that's the best way to describe this week, honestly. Another week in the books. It was a doozy, if you will. It was.
Me too. The long week.
Is that why you're so tired?
Probably.
I could see that.
Yeah.
I just watched YouTube videos all morning.
I got up at 7 and started working on stuff. Did my homework, worked on some other project related stuff, went to the gym. I was pretty productive for some reason. I don't know why.
Dude,
what was wrong with me?
You outproduced? I
outproduced you?
Yeah, because I just watched YouTube videos about crappy YouTubers.
Yeah, but you were watching Drew Gooden, so.
I was watching Drew Gooden, which was a blast. It's the first time I've really dove into all his stuff.
Yeah, shout out to Drew Gooden. He doesn't need our shout outs.
Very good.
Our shout outs mean nothing, but.
It was a lot of his classic horrible people ones. Ellen,
so good.
What is it, J Station, horrible vlog families that basically teach kids how to steal money from their parents. I'm sure you've seen that one.
So the whole vlog family thing is, every time I see it, it's concerning.
It's very, it's like, I haven't seen one that turns out good.
No, it's such a weird, first of all, it's very exploitative of children.
Oh, 100%.
Just in general, like that Ryan's Toy Reviews. It's so exploitive of a very young child who has no freedom in what they're doing.
Yeah, that one's horrible.
I mean, hopefully he's well set up for the future, but I don't have enough trust in people not to take advantage of him.
Oh, speaking of YouTube videos I stumbled across today, shout out to the channel How to Dad. It's not a family vlog, although a lot of his videos are with, it's how to dad, right?
Okay.
So it's a lot of it is him and his two daughters at their varying ages over the last like 5 years, right? Because the kids they're probably, well, based on the videos that I saw and the timestamps, I think one is like 6 and one is like 4. But he just has videos like how to put a baby to sleep, and he just goes through these stupid like skit, like how to put baby to sleep. Tell them, please go to sleep. And then the kid just kind of reacts and he goes, and then he'll go to the next one. He'll like give a thumbs up. That's how you do that one. And then he just does it. And they're like minute-long videos of him just like very quickly like going through how to dad things. And it's hilarious.
That's amazing.
And it's his kids are just kind of there, and half the time they're like, leave me alone, Dad. And he's like, that's how children are. And then he just moves on. It's hilarious.
Sounds like some classic Vine type stuff.
It feels like a minute-long Vine every time.
Yeah. Vine.
Because there's multiple ones, like how to put your kids to sleep, the Lazy Dad edition. All right, here's a book, tosses it in. Read it yourself and fall asleep. Shuts door. And then end of segment. And then into the next one. It's very good. It would be a Vine if, well, maybe it was a Vine because it was like 5 years ago.
Probably
his first
was.
videos. But
I wonder if he's on the new Vine.
I was very active on Vine back in the day.
New Vine, also known as TikTok.
I don't think he is, but I also don't have TikTok.
No, me either.
I'm not one of them hip kids.
It's too much for me to like. I don't know. I don't need another time waste in my life, and
yeah, that is a big.
And I've seen videos of stuff on TikTok, and there seems like a lot of really great stuff on there. A lot of stupid stuff, but that's just the internet.
I'm in the camp of not like an anti-TikTok. I'll watch a best of or a compilation of somebody's.
Same. And there's some really funny stuff on there.
But I'm not gonna have the app myself and sort through it.
No, it's too much. It's just another waste of time that I know would probably consume like 4 hours of a day, and who needs that?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I also notoriously just don't watch stuff. YouTube's pretty much all I watch. So,
yeah,
which can waste ungodly amounts of time.
I watch sports YouTube and select TV shows that I say select. It's actually a lot of TV shows, but we're really only ever watching like 1 or 2 at a time. And then we just kind of cycle them depending on what new seasons come along and whatnot.
Yeah, I can see that. I also, most of the stuff I watch, I don't watch it as, like, just sit down and watch it. A lot of it's just background noise for me. I usually have it going, and
yeah, while we play Age of Empires.
When it sounds interesting, I peep at something or whatever. I've never watched anything while we play Age of Empires because I can't split my focus that way.
Too much focus in that game.
But
also, great times living in the...
That's been really fun, man.
When did that game come out? Like
20 years ago?
1999 or something?
The first one was, I think the first one, Age of Empires 1 was in 97, I believe.
Well, that's quite a fact. I was going to say, I'm pretty sure 2 is right around...
Let me look it up.
2000. Carter, pull that clip up.
Pull that clip up on this audio-only podcast. Let me Google it. I'm curious now. When did Age
My guess is 99 for the record.
Age of Empires came out October 15th, 1997.
2 did?
No, 1.
Oh, 1 did. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Called that one. I'm guessing 99 for 2. That's... Man, I'm trying to think. When did I...
What did you say?
1999?
Nailed it.
September
30th, 1999.
Did 3 come out in 2001? Because that's my guess.
I feel like there was a huge gap between them. Wasn't there?
Ooh, there might have been. I scratched that. 2004. That was my other, like... For some reason, that's what I was thinking. I think it's like 2004.
So close.
3?
2005.
Ah, close. Dang it.
October 18th, 2005.
That checks, actually.
Did Age of Mythology come between 2 and 3?
I don't know because I didn't play Age of Mythology.
2002.
Oh,
okay.
When did Command and Conquer come out?
Uh,
Wasn't that pre Age of Empires? Isn't there Command and Conquer 1 and 2?
There's a whole bunch of them.
Oh, okay.
I don't remember the one. I don't remember which one we played. Me and my buddy.
Wasn't there like a Red Scare one?
Yeah, there was a bunch. The original Command and Conquer, if I'm looking at the right thing, was
96.
95.
Ah, so close. That makes sense. That was right around the time RTSs like started. Obviously, Age of Empires 97, them 96.
Yeah, Red
StarCraft.
Alert, Command and Conquer, Red Alert.
All those RTS games. That was really like computer games for at least our generation. I feel like that was kind of the classic computer game was RTSs, and like the original Fallouts were a top-down.
Yeah, dude, the RTS I
game.
played the most of was Battle for Middle Earth.
That too,
Which
yeah.
apparently you can no longer get because I think it was Time
Really?
Warner. I think it was Time Warner was the owner, lost the license to it.
Oh, that sucks.
So you can't even buy it on Steam.
That sucks.
Because I would actually 100% play that again for nostalgia.
I would, just to have fun with picking like because I'm sure it's elves, Gondor, Rodin, or Rohan.
Yeah, it was a little less like sandboxy than Age of Empires.
Yeah.
Because like you had prescripted bases and stuff, but
Oh,
and it was very
okay.
campaign heavy, but it was a lot of fun.
That's cool.
I had so much fun with it as a kid. I probably played it a dozen times.
I think I told you we had it on our like original Xbox 360.
Oh, I bet that was impossible.
But yeah, I think I literally had like my mom like return it for us because you could just get credit for it or whatever, because it was like impossible to use. So it was like, man, I really like Lord of the Rings, but I can't play this game. It doesn't work.
I would love a remake.
I want a remake. Do you remember? Oh, what was the name of it? There was that Lord of the Rings game where you could play as Gandalf, Aragorn, all of them, and it was a PS2 game, and it was like,
oh, it was just the Battlefront style Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
game. Yes.
Yeah.
I forgot about that. That would be so
that game
amazing.
was awesome because you had like 4 different skills. Like Gandalf had like a heal, I think, because he was the wizard or whatever, and he had like an AoE sword attack and like slashes. It was basically like basic, heavy, some sort of AoE. Some people had ranged, and then Gandalf, I think, had a heal, or maybe he had a ranged attack with his staff or something. Everybody kind of had like a basic form to how the game moved, and then they all varied like on their characters. Obviously,
we need more. I guess it's probably not super marketable anymore because I don't think Lord of the Rings is that popular. But I would love some more Lord of the Rings games.
I mean, I think they would still do super well.
I mean, we know like Shadow of Mordor and Shadow of War do really well, and they're phenomenal games. But I would like some more, just varied.
I mean, people are all over Skyrim and have been playing the same game for 10 years.
Yeah, a Skyrim type, Lord of the Rings. It was Skyrim type.
That'd be cool.
That'd be amazing, like an open world Middle Earth.
Yeah, because that's the only fantasy world I can get into.
Yeah, that would be amazing. As we've
discussed before.
That'd be amazing. I don't even care if it's like crazy canon, just being in there with like that world. Because there's such a deep world that Tolkien built that there's so much you can do.
Yeah, you wouldn't even have to be. You could do it like how it was Shadow of War. It was you were finding one of the wraiths. Yeah, isn't that what it kind of was based on?
You were a wraith, or one of you was. I don't remember. It was like Celebrimbor was like the ringmaker or something, trying to get back a ring of power that he made.
Yeah, and you just like the only connection really to the world was the world you were in. Obviously, like there were orc and orc and all that.
Like.
But you only saw Smeagol, who was like a character, really.
You saw Smeagol, you saw Shelob, the spider.
Oh, okay.
You saw like Sauron in certain things because he was the one that like I think killed Celebrimbor. I don't remember.
You need to replay that game, clearly.
Yeah, clearly. But it was like happened before the main events of the Lord of the Rings trilogy, like way before. It was like 2,000 years before or some bullshit.
Oh, really? Was that before?
Yeah, I believe so. I could be wrong. But on that note, Amazon has, and it's the highest or the largest budget TV show ever, the Lord of the Rings TV show that Amazon's making. So maybe we'll get some Lord of the Rings games
I think we're gonna get a game or two because of that.
Because as long as Amazon doesn't fuck it up and makes a good show, I think we'll see popularity come back.
I mean, The Witcher got a show because of the game. Why can't we get a reverse type of thing happen?
Yeah.
Even if they weren't directly related, it was like how Shadow of War, you saw characters. If it was just one of those like, or like how Jedi Fallen Order is, Cal is just a spoiler alert. Even though I haven't played the whole game, you have though.
Yeah.
It's just a Jedi who survived Order 66 and has a little story in there that was untold before. And it doesn't
very good story, might I add.
Super, from what I understand, it doesn't super tie into things, but nothing does in Star Wars because it's literally just Luke and Leia eventually defeating Vader and the Empire and Palpatine and all that. So like, it matters, but it didn't matter to the end. It didn't affect the movies necessarily unless he had killed Vader, type of thing.
Yeah, which would be bold.
Yeah, that would be super cool. The game's like, hey, actually, Vader died. What? Yeah, to some just random kid, like a random kid Jedi. Oh, so the original trilogy is null. Yeah, basically. Oh, okay.
Oh, nice. Oh, also, I don't know if you noticed, but right here you can see our record time.
Where?
Right here. Just so, because we didn't start a top watch, but
yeah, that's good. Matter. I was thinking about that. I was scanning and gotcha.
Yeah, but
well, that's not too bad. That'll be okay. Yeah, get our notes out. Okay, so
you had a would you rather you wanted to pose to me?
I did. So
would you rather?
I believe I'm trying to remember exactly how it works. So I want to give credit properly to our buddy Kevin. One of us came up with one of these, and the other was the other person. I believe Kevin came up with the first one.
Okay.
Would you rather be able or never need to sleep, but you are always rested? Or, and I preface this with, you still could sleep if you wanted to, you just don't need to. For the previous
and you
one.
always feel rested.
But you always feel rested. Or, you don't need to eat, but anything you do eat doesn't affect your weight or like nutrition, so you can eat as bad as you want. However, if like for instance you use that to like you wanted to bodybuild, you always have the nutrients needed to do those type of things. So like you basically can control your own weight because you don't need to eat.
Yeah, no, I got
sense.
you. Yeah.
Put some stipulations in there, so it's. I
mean, so obviously, like straight off, the being able to eat whatever the hell you want, but also still be able to work out and be fit and be a bodybuilder. That's amazing. That would be the most enjoyable one possible because I like working out and I want to be able to eat all the shitty food ever.
Yep.
However, however.
That's tough. Yeah, I was like, oh, I'm not good at the English, but that was rough.
No, that wasn't right, but it doesn't matter. It was the joke. Funny joke.
Carter, put some laughter over that.
It's just a laugh track. And I guess hear me out on this one. I think the sleep one is probably the most useful.
Yeah, I go 100% on the sleep one because you gain in the average person life of sleeping 8 hours a night. You gain 50% more life because instead of being awake 16 hours a day, you're awake 24 hours a day. So you gain 50% more time, like literally in your life.
Yeah.
So your entire night could be dedicated to your enjoyment, fun, hobbies, whatever you wanted, and the rest of your life could be essentially all work / like 8 hours of work, 8 hour of family time building, 8 hours to yourself to do hobbies, games, whatever you wanted to do.
Oh, it sounds amazing.
At all times.
Sounds amazing.
And you wouldn't be tired. So you literally like, oh, how was your night? And you're like, great, I beat every game I wanted. And you do this in like a year of having this power. You'd like, video games. I've beaten every game I've ever wanted to beat, and now I have time to do it whenever I want. So now I've learned a new hobby. I'm now the greatest lockpick in the world,
In the world.
essentially, because I get to do it 5 hours a day.
I got time to finish my novel while working full time. That'd be great.
Yeah.
I would love it. That'd be amazing.
Could you imagine? You're like, "Hey, how's things going?" "Oh, good. I just finished a PhD." And you're like, "Don't you work full time?" "Well, yeah, yeah."
Low key, that would be probably the best.
Oh, you could be
Best thing
the
ever.
best, like,
Especially because you always feel rested, right? So you don't ever get fatigue.
yeah, exactly.
Like mental fatigue, what's that?
Yeah, I think there would still be, you could still have like mental fatigue in terms of like doing things all the time, but you could literally take 3 days, 8 hours a day to just play your mindless video game to regain that like mental burnout.
I love
Like-
the idea of it, but you know what really would probably happen for most people?
Get super bored and depressed.
No, you would just become a massive video game addict and you
Oh,
wouldn't get
probably,
anything
yeah.
done.
Probably.
You'd be like, sweet, so instead of playing video games for 4 hours every evening, I can now play it for 12
Hey,
before I have to go to work again.
there's a world now that when you're great at video games, you just become a streamer.
Oh, I mean, 100%. I got nothing against people that
Yeah.
play lots of video games. Video games are great. If that's what gives you joy in life, do it.
I'm just saying, even if that's what you
We
chose
played Age of
to do
Empires
it.
for 5 hours yesterday.
Hey, we only played 3 games. That's
On accident. I don't know. We teleported through time.
I mean, that's what that game does. When games last like an hour and a half, that's you only play like 3 games.
Well, and we talked about it last night, but
boom.
the games last an hour and a half, and they're so focus intensive.
Oh,
that
100%.
It doesn't feel like any time passed because you're like always like, all right, what's the next click? What's the next click? What's the next thing? What's the next move? What's the next thing?
Oh, yeah,
you're 100% of your
If
brain
you
is
sit
focused.
idle for like 30 seconds, you're like, I'm gonna die. Like,
You're like, oh no, it's coming, it's coming. I'm not even in the Imperial Age, and I know they're about to attack me. Oh, I just got scouted.
I loved how worried both
It
Carter
doesn't
and
actually mean anything.
yeah, I got scouted. Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh no. It's like, yeah, I mean they always do in the beginning.
Yeah, it doesn't actually mean anything.
Most civilizations show you where the enemy is. Like they show them literally where they are.
Yeah.
But I mean that is fair. I'll give you that.
I mean, it was pretty funny though, because like, I just got scouted, guys.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Cool, you're not gonna get attacked for like another 20 minutes.
At
Don't worry
least.
about it.
I mean, didn't you scout them? Yeah. Are you tagging them right now? To be
Except for
fair,
the,
though, I did do that in one of our rounds. I found somebody near me. I like scouted them and then immediately put troops.
I should have done that on that Canyons game we played, because I
Yeah.
got scouted and immediately got attacked, and I should have. But they were like in my base. Their base was in my base.
Yeah, that was a rough.
That was a rough one.
That was
for
a
me.
rough draw for you.
Yeah, because I had all two. Did we have 2 or 3 enemies that game? I think we had two. Both of them were attacking me from the beginning.
Yeah, that was rough. Anywho, back to Superpowers.
You mean you don't? This isn't the Age of Empires podcast?
No, but when Age of Empires 4 comes out, we
Oh,
are
boy.
doing that.
Oh, baby, that's gonna... Ooh, it's gonna be spicy. That, Far Cry 6,
Far Cry 6,
Battlefield 6.
Battlefield 6 also.
Oh, chef's kiss. Cannot wait. I'll start playing video games again.
Ow. That was my ankle.
That
in case
wasn't
you're
the
wondering.
chair?
That was my ankle.
Jesus Christ. Anyway,
Anywho.
so on the back of that, we had this idea that we wanted to just talk about and run past each other some useless superhero.
So obviously we went to the subreddit Useless Superpowers.
Yeah,
Obviously.
obviously.
I didn't write down any usernames. I don't think you did either.
I didn't either, but if you want to go find these ideas, go to the r/useless superpowers,
Yeah.
and you can find the
Also,
original creators.
Most of them, they're probably not even the original creators.
Most of them weren't. I see them repeating
Yeah,
all
they're
over.
repeated all the time.
Basically, what we're saying is these ideas are not original to us. Fucking don't add us, or I don't give a shit.
Yeah, don't put a comment in whatever podcast place you found our podcast.
Yeah, most major
Also-
streaming platforms.
Please comment how you found this podcast.
That's useful.
I'm
Yeah.
curious.
Also, I still gotta get the iTunes thing figured out. It's not up yet, but
Okay.
that's a problem for tomorrow. I plan to get all that done tomorrow.
Very swell. All right, so I have some just light ones to identify what a useless superpower is. You are invisible, but when no one is looking, including cameras.
That's so useless. Here's one for you. Anytime you eat anything with potato in it, a random can of baked beans appear in the clothing section of a random Target.
That's a heck of a one. This one, we kind of spoiled ourselves earlier. Pain, but with the 3-second delay, so you don't feel pain from any incident that happens
until
to you
3 seconds after.
until 3 seconds later.
Which seems pretty useless, but Tyler and I were talking. It seems like you could really use that in like a fight scenario if you're like a boxer.
Especially boxing.
Yeah. Where they're trying to punch you to get you to drop your hands or lower your guard or change your guard. And you can just be like, nope, don't feel that just yet. Pow.
Yeah, it would be amazing.
Pretty good.
I'm sure professional fighters would learn
Although I feel like
how to deal with that delay, but I feel like it's just
I feel like professional fighters kind of already have that though.
I mean, basically, that's why they train getting punched in the gut
because we used to do that, man, and you get to where you could just take a punch and you didn't react to it.
Yeah.
Unless it was something super devastating, like when I got one of my ribs broken because somebody kneed me.
Oof. Oh.
That one sucked.
Oh, another one. You teleport a foot in front of you, or a foot in any direction, but you have a 60-second cooldown. The only thing I thought of that would be good for that is if you were like a bullfighter. They come at you, you teleport a foot over, so you could move and then teleport an extra foot. And like,
okay,
how quickly are they actually running back at you? There might be
so if you're
second.
If you're like part of like one of the super unethical sports, you're good.
Yeah, exactly.
Bullfighting, everybody's favorite ethical sport.
Yeah, exactly.
How about you can shoot lasers out of your eyes, but only when your eyes are closed. So you shoot lasers through your eyelids.
Does it burn a hole in them?
Yeah.
Oh, that sucks. I was gonna say otherwise you just have to like really be like dead focus on where you want to like shoot.
No, because it's literally like you put your eyelid in front of the laser.
Every time.
Oh.
At what point can you not close your eyes? If you burned your...
Probably you'll just have a permanent hole burnt in your eyelids.
So
you'll have
after
to use
a while...
eye drops. You'll have to use eye drops to keep your eyes moist.
But,
And also, like, that calls into question, do you have to have, like, the entire eyelid fold of skin in order to make the laser activate? Or is it only, like, the muscles that close your eyelids that have to be there?
Yeah. That is a good question. One of my personal favorites, I'm pretty sure I didn't find this one anywhere, because I'm pretty sure I thought of this underway when I had no internet. The ability to tie anyone's shoes, including your own, at any time. Like, just by looking at them.
I mean, what a bro power to have. Like,
yeah.
Bro, I got you.
Like,
I got you.
Sec.
All right, look down. Yo, my shoes are tied.
Yeah, that'd be great. Somebody did pose the question to me, could you, like, tie their shoes together? Because imagine that, like, someone's, like, you're sitting there, and I'm just like, boop. Shoes are tied together. They get up, they trip on their shoelaces because they're not ready for it. To which I said no, because that'd be...
way too useful.
Is that tying someone's shoes?
Yeah.
Not in the sense I was thinking, though.
No, I get that.
Yeah.
Also, that would be kind of useful.
The other iteration is that, does that mean I can untie shoes?
No, I wouldn't think so.
Yeah,
but this is your power, so you tell me.
Can
you?
I would say no.
Okay.
No. To keep it useless, no.
The power to erase the knowledge of the power you have. So every time you realize you have that power, you have the power to erase that you realized that you have that power.
Oh my gosh. You can come back from the dead, but you can't move or speak.
That's so awful. So you're just in your coffin.
Basically.
Can't move, can't speak, aware.
Well, like, imagine you got shot on the street and you're just like, and you're just back. And then, like, is this guy alive? And
just laying on your back, staring at the sun.
Yeah, and they just shoot you and you're like, well, I'm still alive. You just keep bringing yourself back. That'd be so weird.
But you can never move or speak again, right?
No, not based on the strict wording that I only.
So you're literally, you can bring yourself back, but you're stuck in a vegetative state.
Yep. Oh, that's horrible.
That's actual literal hell.
That is, yeah, I think that is hell.
You can fly, but only when you're asleep. So it's like
Ooh.
the worst form of sleepwalking possible.
I was gonna say, yeah, because you wouldn't be able to control it. I assume that's
No, so what if
the
you fell
assumption.
asleep, like you're camping something, you fall asleep and you fucking fly way up in the air, and that's when you wake up.
Oh.
I mean, you can't fall back asleep at will, especially when you're falling to your death.
Oh my gosh.
What an
Also,
awful
it says-
superpower.
Oh yeah, that's horrible. Super strength, but you can't lift anything under 200 pounds.
So we talked about this one a little bit, and the logistics of that are just amazing to think about.
Because we did say it doesn't include like your body/body weight clothes type of thing that you're currently wearing. Only if you're currently wearing.
But if you
them.
go to change your shirt, you have to pick up a shirt, and if that shirt doesn't weigh 200 pounds, you can't pick that shirt up.
Yep.
You can't lift that shirt to put it on you. You go to eat, you can't pick up your cheeseburger.
So you just have to like shove your face into it. I feel like I would just eat a lot of like rice and smaller
you
things.
eat a lot of
and-
vertical food that's really easy to eat from the table.
You just ask somebody like, "Can you give me an egg roll?" Yeah, stand that vertical.
Stand that egg roll up for me. Oh!
Oh, that's horrible.
They cut the bottoms off all the carrots and then stand them up.
Oh my gosh. Okay, that's all the ones that I have chatted to you about. I don't know where you are.
I'm about halfway through mine.
Okay. I still have. How many do you have left? I still have 8.
I have 6.
I have 8.
Go ahead.
So I'll do 2. All right. You can identify anybody by hearing them walk up a set of stairs, even if you don't know them. So, like, you're in
Okay.
our house, you see somebody walk up the stairs, you can identify that person by how they, like, the sound of them walking, even if you don't know who they are.
Okay, but is that really a useless superpower? Because I can think of a lot of applications for that.
I know, I'm thinking,
Espionage again.
I think it's a great espionage tool.
You didn't write the toilet seat one down, did you?
No, I do have one that's kind of
Okay,
related to
because
that.
this one that you just described is similar to that one. We found one where it's basically you can identify the entire history of a person. You when you sit down on a toilet, you know the entire history of the person who sat down on it before you,
Yep.
and
Like-
that's like seems hella useful if you're like in a government building trying to steal secrets or something.
Yep. So I'm gonna actually skip this one and go to my next one that is related to toilet. So
I'm gonna go the one that's related to toilet.
so you have the ability to see the number of people that have used a toilet. So like you walk up to a public bathroom and it's
Oh.
like 12,000.
God, holy shit!
But imagine you walk up to one, it's like 4.
Ooh, even better plot twist.
Okay.
You have the ability to know the number of people who've used that toilet since it's last been cleaned.
Ooh, I like that. That's good. Oh man.
That would be such a disheartening number.
Especially in those places. So you ever been to in a bathroom at like I don't know.
You think about that.
I don't want to say some crappy restaurant, so I'll just make one up. Oh, let's just say
Hey, think about the restroom.
Chili's.
Well, I was saying, think about the restroom that we use when we go to the pub for trivia.
Oh,
It's got a huge turnover,
huge.
and you
'Cause
know it's not getting cleaned that often.
No, it does have a lock on the door with the code, but everybody knows that code. Oh man, but so you know like the restaurants that have like the cleaning schedule that's like 10 a.m., 11, 12, 3.
Yeah, and I know how those
And the-
routines work out. So
Yeah, and they get like checked off, and you'd be like, "Hey, I see your toilet's a little dirty," and they're like, "Oh, it just got cleaned at 10," and you're like, "I have I can't tell you how, but I know that 57,000 people have."
I can tell you, this toilet hasn't been cleaned in 6 years.
What?
Based on
12,000
based on the
people.
average number of people that come in and out of this building every day, I back calculated. It's been 7 years.
And then he's just like, how did you know that? You could get a lot of people fired.
I have a gift.
They're like,
a gift, and yet it's such a curse.
They're like, please leave our restaurant.
You fucking weirdo, leave.
Please leave. Okay, I'm down to 6 now.
You have the ability to talk to extinct animals as long as they stay extinct.
How?
So the moment there's an animal to talk to, you can no longer talk to it.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I was like, well, that doesn't mean you could like go to the like Natural Science Museum in New York and talk to like the T-Rex because
go to the Smithsonian
and
talk to Sue.
Yeah, it's not alive, right? So you couldn't talk to it.
Nope.
Yeah. Oh man, that is useless. Oh, this is the one we chat a little bit about, but the ability to make any electronic device moan when something is plugged into it.
I love this one. Can you imagine you're at your 9 to 5 office job? It's a cubicle farm, and you go in there and you activate your power. So every time somebody like plugs a USB in, charges their phone, their device just goes,
Ooh, excuse me. I just imagine you go into like a big meeting, right? And the presenter's up there, and it's someone that you're like, this dude's a douche. And then you're just like, and then you're like,
the ultimate power move.
Yeah, the ultimate power move. They're like, okay, let me plug in my laptop to get this thing started. And just super loud, like over the speaker they just plugged it into. And it's just like, and they're like, I swear that is nothing. That was it.
And we all know the moans we're thinking of, right? It's
Obviously.
Sex moans.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah.
So everybody thinks that he just plugged his laptop in. Clearly, he was just watching porn.
100%. And especially like at most work, you usually have like work computers. So it'd be like,
what the shit?
yo, Jeffrey, what the hell are you doing? And so he's like,
have you?
No.
Have you seen the Gus video? When you I don't remember what the title is, but basically it's when you were looking at something on your laptop you shouldn't have.
Oh,
and
yeah.
he like comes into class and he like sits down, he's getting ready, opens his laptop up, looks at the screen, slams it, throws it at the wall.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what everybody would do.
It'd be so good. Especially because, see, I don't think I would ever want to do it to everybody. I would want to do it to just specific people, and then watch like the IT guy get called all the time of like, I think there's a virus on my computer, and then you do it to the IT guy's computer.
Hey, Jeff, can I talk to you for a sec?
Yeah, what's up, bud?
Hey, so I have this weird thing. It's kind of embarrassing, but like, I'm really hoping you can. Man, it's so embarrassing. I'm hoping you can help me out with it, though.
Okay, I don't know why you're so worried about it. I mean, I've seen everything.
Look,
I am the IT guy.
I have never used my computer, my work computer, for anything inappropriate. Okay.
Okay, that convinced me.
Every time I plug my keyboard in to my computer moans, and I can't get it to stop.
Okay, let me take a look at it. One sec there, buddy. Oh, that'd be so good. So stupid.
It would hands down be the best useless power to have.
Oh, of all of them so far, it's the only one I want. Because all the others sound a little bit like curses. The toilet one would be a curse.
It would be a blessing and a curse.
100%
Like, you could use it,
curse.
but you would have to live with it.
It'd be horrible.
Oh, okay. Here's one for you. This one literally made me cringe when I read it.
Oh, cool. These are the ones I haven't heard at all. So, yeah.
You can sit on a cactus to make it grow faster.
Ugh.
First of all, hella useless. Who cares how fast cactuses grow?
Yeah.
But also, just think about it.
Oh, that's horrible. Yeah, you're going to get Ugh, that's horrible.
Did you ever see the old?
What do you need to? In what circumstance would you need your cactus to grow
so
faster?
useless. There's no circumstance where you need your cactus to grow faster.
Actually, you know what it reminds me of? So you grew up in the places where FFA and county fairs and all that was a thing.
Yeah.
You're in Arizona and there's a cactus fair like contest.
Yeah. What if you're like a competition cactus grower? You grow
Then-
like specialty cactuses, but in order to make them grow faster, you have to sit on them.
That's where you'd have to get one that's doesn't have the needles. Because I know there are certain ones that don't really have needles, but even still, excuse me, that's horrible. That is literal horror.
It's horror. It's so bad. Did you ever see the old YouTube video of a dude that like got dared to jump into a giant cactus pile?
Oh,
And he did, and then his friends had to like pull him out, and he was just covered in needles.
yes, I did.
That's like classic old YouTube.
Yeah, just old pranks where they just like abused each other
Yeah.
forever.
But the idiot fucking did it, so.
Yeah. Well, yeah, it was a lot of like jackass replicators.
That's what I was gonna say. Is I think a lot of it was inspired by like Steve-O and Jackass and all that.
Yeah, 100%.
But none of them were actually good at it.
No, not at all.
And it was just awful to watch.
Oh, whose turn is it?
Yours.
Okay. You can swap bodies with any person, but you lose the memory that you made the swap.
I mean, I'm in.
Yeah?
I mean, I'm suddenly Jason Momoa or something.
That is true.
There's some huge.
And then you're just like, man, what happened? It's like a weird, like memory loss, like situation where it's like, who am I?
But you know, like, there's enough people around him taking care of him that they'll help you through it. They'll get your acting feet back under you.
Oh, 100%. Yeah,
your coach is still going to be there to do your diet and your workout and everything.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Although there's some serious ethical things, like, because now is Jason Momoa in my shitty body?
Or did you trap him in like his own body, like in
Oh God!
Have you ever seen?
Not to mention the ethical concern of literally stealing someone's body, but also
and Persona, and no one else knows,
Yeah.
including you. Like,
yeah,
you don't even know. Like, to them, he got amnesia and doesn't remember things. They're building back. To you, you're just started in the middle of your life inside in your body.
yeah.
It's horrible.
That is awful. Also, even if I had that power, obviously I would never use it because it would be crazy unethical. Although you could probably come up with a specialty situation where you would need to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially if you were dying.
Like, you know, there's a sleeper agent who's like about to assassinate the president of the United States, and the only way you can stop him is to become him.
I do love in all our things we instantly think of like super espionage like scenarios. Like in our daily lives, we're like, guys, I'm just saying, I'm a spy.
That is weird. Yeah, we have gone there a whole bunch.
A whole bunch. Like,
Have you watched like John Wick recently or something? Because I watched
No.
part of it. I watched
No,
part
I
of one
haven't.
recently. I watched that, and then I've been watching. Have you ever seen Corridor Digital on YouTube?
No.
They do like special effects and short film stuff, but they have a second channel called Corridor Crew, where they react to like special effects and stuntmen and all this stuff with professionals in the industry for film, and they break down how shots are made and stuff. It's phenomenal.
Oh, that's cool.
And a lot of those are like action movies and stuff that they talk about.
That's pretty sweet.
It's so good because they'll have like professional stuntmen. They have like a regular guest as the stuntman for Black Panther, and he's almost
that's
always
cool.
on there. And so he breaks down like different stunts and stuff. It's phenomenal. I believe his name is Kai or Guy. His name is Guy.
Gee, okay.
Yeah.
I'm definitely gonna change up the order on my backs. The last 4 I got.
All right. Anyway, shoot.
Oh, is it my turn?
It is sure.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Why not?
The ability to at will acquire a season pass to a random theme park or resort, but you don't know which one. So like you you just have to go to it and be like, "Hey, this is Tyler. Do you have a season pass for me?" And they're like, "No." And then you're like, "Okay, thank you." And you just go to the next one.
Hey, I think I have a season pass here? Question mark.
And they're like,
Who are you? Go away.
imagine how dope it'd be though. You're like, hey, so I'm here at Six Flags,
I'm pretty sure I have a season pass with you guys.
and they're like,
What's your name? Oh, Colton. Colton. Okay. Oh, yep. Here you are.
yeah, here you go. Have a nice day.
Have a nice time at the Idaho shit backcountry amusement park with 2 rides.
Hell yeah. And then you're like, okay, let's get somewhere else. And then you go.
Yeah.
That is the question. Is there like a cooldown? Do you have to wait a year? Oh, that's the stipulation I'm putting in. But you can only do it once a year. Or once a season, right? I guess
how
it's probably a better one.
disappointed you're going to be when it's like some little tiny, you'd never heard of an amusement park with like...
Well, you have no idea where it is. So you just have to go to the ones near you.
It's like an amusement park that
Hope.
sells botulism and tetanus.
Well, even like, you go to all the amusement parks around you, and it's none of them. Are you going to travel to go, like, find your one free season pass that's, like, worth $150?
Well, you just call them, right?
I guess that's fair, yeah. You would just call them.
You just call all the ones that you might want to go to that year and hope that you're lucky enough to have one of them.
That's true. You could make an automated system probably as well to just check all websites. You just have accounts.
Also, now I have to be a coder too, huh?
Yeah, you do.
Jesus Christ, is that my other superpower?
No, that's your useful one.
Oh,
that's just
my useful power. That's just my life skill.
That's your new life skill you gained. You're welcome.
Man, I became a coder so that I could create a program that would check to see if I had a free pass for every amusement park, because I have a superpower that gives me the free pass to amusement park every year. But I don't know which one it is.
So, using my ability to not sleep, I became a coder and developer.
Lucky for me, because it took a long time, I can also eat whatever I want without it affecting me.
Yep, correct.
Now we're talking. Every time you speak, your dick shrinks.
What type of magnitude we talking?
I'm assuming it has to be like a pretty small amount.
Well, obviously it's going to be pretty small.
By the end of your life, it's going to be an inverse penis.
How? I don't see any way this could benefit you. Also,
I mean, those who say less often say more.
I guess. Well, like, imagine like you're hey, I need to come talk to you about something, and you're like, mm-hmm. And you're just like nodding.
And it's really important, so you have to like gauge whether or not you want to sacrifice your penile length for...
I'd fake being deaf and just go all sign language.
Oh, learn sign language. All right.
Learn sign language. I mean, fake being deaf and type stuff out all the time.
What if
you just became part of the deaf community?
What if hypothetically, and I'm not saying it's true, but like hypothetically, I have such a big penis that I actually want it smaller.
And chat it up.
And then I would be very talkative. You'd have to gauge that though. You'd have to be like, all right, how much does it shrink? Each word, okay. At what point do I then have to stop talking?
Yeah, that would be tough. You're just like,
what if you talk?
And then I was going,
what if you talk in your sleep? You wake up and your dick is just gone.
Oh, that's rough.
You look like a Ken doll.
Oh, I also realized I just did like 8D audio to this because I was moving.
Wow, that's amazing. Whoa. It's gonna sound like you were really in shock at what I was saying.
Yeah, exactly. How many do you have left?
I have 3.
Okay, so do I. I want to pick these in the order that makes sense. Okay, so this one goes back to an earlier one with the twist. So you have the ability to become invisible when you stand still in your frame of reference. From
become invincible, you said, or invisible?
Invisible.
Invisible when you stand still relative to your reference frame?
Yep. But when you do, when you become invisible, because you don't have to all the time, right? You don't, like, when you stand still, turn invisible. It's just, if you want to turn invisible.
So it's what Drax thinks he can do.
Yes. But time freezes when you do it. So if you choose while standing still to become visible, time freezes.
So it's literally the invisibility part becomes suddenly completely useless.
Yep.
The time freezing part super useful.
Super useful,
because you could stand. Well, are you technically motionless if your eyes are moving?
I did say stand still, so I'm gonna give you a pass
Lean
on that.
lean on the stand.
I'm gonna lead on the stand.
So you could stand still and look all around you.
Absolutely, and then you'd also be invisible, but no one would actually know you're invisible. I think again, this is another one of those great.
Yeah, but the freezing time thing would be useful because you could freeze a moment and
study,
have time to think, have time to like figure everything out in the environment. You'd be really good at sports, dude. Imagine if you were
you'd be an amazing
football player.
Oh,
they're like, why is he suddenly stopping?
Especially like as a quarterback, they literally stand still in the pocket, and then you would turn invisible, which no one would know that you did, and then you would freeze time, and you could literally read the defense and see which way they're looking, leaning.
Yeah.
Or again, fighters, the ability like you're sitting there with guard and you stand still, and right as they go to throw a punch, you go invisible, see where they're aiming, and then move again, and then boom.
Go invisible that they can't tell you've been invisible, but
yeah, you go invisible, but really you're just stopping time. The invisible
part's really not useful, but
the stopping time part.
It's really more of like a weird side effect.
Yeah. To somebody who is passing by that doesn't deal in normal space time. There we go.
Okay, yeah, like
they see you invisible.
The multi-dimensional aliens.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, yo, global snack. Did you just see that guy, that weird humanoid thing go invisible?
Global snack.
That's like a common name for the multi-dimensional aliens.
Is it?
Yeah, it's like being called Bill.
Oh, good point. It's like how Jesus used to be like the John of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Global snack.
Global snack. And they're like, geez, get him less basic.
Yeah, because like the most common name
name.
The most common name is Global Snack Smith.
Oh, yeah. It's like John Smith here. Yeah. Or John Doe, you know.
You have the power to calcify your frontal lobe.
Oh my god. That would kill you. 100%. Talk about having a smooth brain. Jeez.
It's the most useful power ever. Unless you want to kill yourself.
You say useless power unless you want to kill yourself?
Yeah, it's the most useless power ever unless you want to kill yourself.
Oh, okay. I thought you said useful, and I was like...
You're like, wait a second. No.
I was like, wait, that doesn't compute.
Although I don't even think calcifying your frontal lobe wouldn't kill you, because that's what a lobotomy just took out your frontal lobe. So it would literally just make you stupid.
Nice. So if you ever wanted to be stupid...
if you ever wanted to be permanently stupid... Unless it uncalcified over time.
Ooh.
And you needed to fake a medical emergency.
I was going to say, yeah, fake.
No, then you'd just be stuck in a mental hospital the rest of your life. It's the most useless power ever.
Yeah. Unless your goal was to just live out a lavish life in a mental hospital.
Which I'm pretty sure mental hospitals are notorious for being too lavish.
Oh, I thought you were going the opposite.
They're just too lavish. People are too well taken care of. They have too much of a good time.
They don't get pump drugs into them that are unnecessary and deteriorate them further.
There's never been asylums that were bad, and lots of people didn't die in them.
That's why Arkham Asylum is such a comic book idea, because it's so far
it's just
from
out
reality.
there, bro. Like, nobody's ever even seen that before, dog.
Ever.
I think it's your turn.
Okay, I have 2 left. So, mark them off. All right. So you can solve any math problem instantly. But in order to solve it, you have to literally chisel it into stone with a hammer and chisel.
Yeah, I'll take it.
Yeah, 100%. I will also take it.
Dude, you could solve some of the biggest questions.
Oh, yeah. That's at first when I read it, I was like, how dumb. And then I was like, wait a minute.
Also, can I use a Dremel tool? Does it have to be a hand chisel? It
has to be a hammer and chisel.
Okay, I'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Do I have to write the entire problem, or can I just write the answer?
No, you have to write the entire problem.
Again, still, I'll take it. It'll be a little time consuming, but you'll be the greatest mathematician on earth, and you can solve like a whole lot of problems. So
yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's when I first heard it. I was like, how stupid. And then I literally was like, man,
Time consuming?
fusion reactors.
Done. Yeah.
You would just have to employ somebody to like get you, 10 Commandments slabs of stone.
And also, you just get the softest stone, like limestone or something.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be pretty.
No, because it just has to be carved in.
Yeah.
Well, it's got to be carved in.
A scratch that's deep enough is a carving.
That's fair. Good point. I'll accept that.
Also, you'll just get really fast at carving in stone.
Oh, eventually you'll be super good. You'll be
also,
like,
you'll make your own shorthand.
Oh yeah, 100%.
So that you can.
Look at
faster.
the chicken scratch that I've done on human paper.
Like, first you start off by inventing your own shorthand for mathematics.
Yep.
So that you can do it quicker.
Yep.
And if you're that good at, you just find a math problem for carving in stone that makes your carving in stone better.
That's
and
true.
Solve that.
Yeah, and you solve it instantly. As soon as you write it, you solved it.
So, I think it's good. I think I like it. You can summon the severed left foot of a Florida man at will.
At will. Is it like in my hand, or can I
in your hand
look at a place and it's just there?
No, it's in your hand.
Oh, okay.
You can summon to your person the severed left foot of specifically a Florida man.
Does it come out of thin air, or does somebody lose a foot somewhere?
No, you can't take it from somebody. You just get a foot of a Florida man.
Is it
Nobody loses a foot.
Is it like cauterized, like it got cut off by like a lightsaber or something, or is it just straight up bleeding, bone out nastiness?
I'm thinking just severed, nice, smooth, clean cut.
Okay, so nice cauterized wound, just like a creepy.
But you can only ever have one at a time
in a movie.
Yeah, you can only ever have one at a time though.
Okay. Ugh. I'm trying to think of a good use other than framing somebody
or throwing it at somebody.
Or throwing it at somebody, but
you could fucking use it as like a great tool for setting up a crime scene.
Yeah,
like use that foot to walk around on.
Oh,
so they'll be looking for that Florida man.
Oh, where does the DNA come from? Is it just like?
Probably. I guess my guess is it would be not in a database anywhere.
Pull a random person?
It's any Florida man that's died doing something stupid. How about that? That's my new rule.
Okay, that's a pretty big database you could pull
That's
from.
a lot.
Once you go all the way through it, because obviously you're going to be summoning these like every day. It'll just cycle around until new ones pop up, and then it adds to the database.
I mean, great party trick.
Great party trick. That is fantastic.
You know, when you're at the family reunion and your little cousins are like, "Show us a trick, Tyler, show us a trick."
And I'm like, you ever seen the foot of a Florida man?
You ever seen the decapitated severed foot of a Florida man?
You have now. But-chow! And then, boom, foot. Okay, your last one. On a scale of 1 to 10, where would you rank it?
My last one?
Or do you have 2 left?
No. That was more of my last one. How would I rank it type question. Not I only have 1 left.
Okay.
It's like a 5. It's an average.
Okay, I'll let you go then. I have one that I find very interesting to end with.
You have the power to randomly get male pattern baldness for a temporary period of time.
So, is this like one of those powers that you get to go into Lowe's and people respect you?
People, yeah. That is my superpower.
They think you're their age, even though you're the age of the person you're coming with. Oh.
You want to tell that story?
Yeah. Okay. So, when we moved to California, we're at a rental, and for some reason it doesn't have...
And I was here first, right? I moved here 6 months before him.
Yeah. So, moved to this rental, and for some reason it doesn't have a refrigerator with it. We won't get into that. Anywho, we go to Lowe's, and we're getting a refrigerator in Coltonstown. Nailed it. Saved it. And I'm like, oh, hey, we're going to Lowe's. And, I don't remember. What day
we were
was
just
it?
like, hey, because you guys had just gotten into town. We hadn't seen each other yet. You were like, hey, we're at
Oh,
Lowe's.
yeah.
Want to come out? We'll go get food afterwards.
That's what it was. I was trying to remember how the interaction started other than,
It was
hey,
New
do you want to
Year's.
come to
It
Lowe's?
was New Year's.
Oh, it was New Year's.
So you guys came to my house afterwards.
Oh, holy cow, I didn't
we
realize we bought that on New Year's.
Yeah.
Oh, man, what a time. So we walk in there.
Well, New Year's Eve, technically, but yeah.
And it's like, oh, yeah, we need to get a fridge. Go in the back. Associate, super great, super nice, helps us out, after we find one we want. Go through, and Colton's sitting behind him, kind of like, just enough.
Chilling while they buy their fridge.
Yeah, it's not so he's like sitting, part of the group, basically. Just off to the side. And the guy's like, asks us a question about the comedian Gallagher. And he's like, oh, you guys probably don't know. Turns back to him. You know who that guy is, right?
You know who Gallagher is, right? So I guess to set the scene, Tyler and I are like, what, 2-3 months apart in age?
I think you're 3 months older than me, yeah.
Yeah, but we're both 27. I just look fucking ancient because I'm bald. So the guy, I'm pretty sure the guy thought that I was their dad.
That or
helping them buy a fridge.
That or like an uncle or something of that.
Yeah.
Stature. Of like, oh yeah, I'll help these young newlyweds get a fridge,
Yeah. So anyway, Tyler was like, no, I know who Gallagher is.
Like, yeah, smashing stuff. That's like his thing.
Yeah, it's like, no, I know who Gallagher is. And the guy's like, oh, really? Wow. And I was like, what did I say? I don't even remember.
You said something to the effect of like...
Oh, I was like, you think I know who Gallagher is because I'm bald, huh?
Yeah. And he's like, no. And he's like, how much older do you think I am than him? And he was like, I don't know.
I was like, we're the same age. And he was like,
He's like, no.
No.
And you're like, no. You're like, true, I am older than him by a couple months.
Nothing like having to convince. Nothing like having to convince somebody that you're not old.
That's good. Yeah.
Yeah. What a
classic
fucking problem.
Oh, that's beautiful. Okay, so here's my.
So anyway, I'm Tyler's dad.
Yeah.
And I helped him buy a fridge for his new house.
Apparently.
Shut your damn mouth, boy.
I don't mean it, Dad. Anywho. So, this last use of superpower is not useless, I don't think. Actually, I don't think anyone will, but it's...
Your farts don't smell.
I'm really building this one up. It better not suck. So, you have the ability to pick the next president in every U.S. election, but you only get to choose between the Democratic and Republican candidate.
Oh my god.
So you don't get to choose any third party. You don't really actually get to make huge changes. So you're just part
of
the 1%. Oh, I'd like to point out, I think you have to put it in perspective that you know this, but it's not known to others. So it's not like, do you remember that movie that got, I think it was back in like 2012, that a guy...
Was it the hit movie 2012?
No.
Oh, all
right. Somehow during recounts, one guy's ballot got missed, and it was such a tie and close race that his vote decided the election.
Jesus Christ!
Yeah, what a circumstance, right? Never would flip and happen ever.
Literally can't happen.
I don't think it can happen.
Not with Electoral College.
No, well, it was down to. He was in the swing state that would have made the difference.
Oh.
For either.
Yeah, I still don't think that can actually happen.
I don't think it can either. But so it was down to him. So you're basically that guy every time. But I'm saying this scenario, nobody knows that, right? Because the big thing is, if somebody had that type of power to be the last one, you would be the only person catered to ever.
Or you'd be killed immediately.
And you'd be killed immediately, right? Like, would not happen.
No.
But in this case, only you know it, and that's like...
I just want the power to steal Jason Momoa's body. I don't want the power to decide the fate of the country. I would never use my power.
Every time.
I would never use my power.
You just never vote.
Well, all right. There was some... to be fair, I would have.
Yeah, exactly. I know I would have at least
Last
twice.
Election, had it gone other ways, I would have...
Been sad.
I'd have probably wished I'd used it.
Yeah. Anywho, imagine...
So I don't want to say, but to be fair, you might be the person that destroys the country.
So just imagine every time. So again, they don't know they're pandering to you, and even in this case, say you don't know this. It just every time you're like, man, whoever I vote for always wins, right? Because like, there's at least what most people the first time they vote, whoever they voted for won.
Even if you voted for, so it has to be one of the two parties, right? You couldn't do a third party.
Yeah, it's only a Democrat.
Even if someone's
or
running
Republican.
as a third party.
Nope, it has to be the Democratic or Republican candidate.
Damn. But you wouldn't even know you had that power.
No, it would just be one of those. I would assume you'd kind of have to know so that you knew that you could only pick between those two. Because if you voted third party every time, then your power's useless.
Well, maybe that's why you don't know. It's because sometimes you vote third party.
Maybe that is the useless part of it. You don't know that you have that power. So your voting
I would be
is huge.
not okay with that, but I'd be okay not knowing. But if I knew I had that power, I'd probably cripple me, and I don't know if I'd ever be able to vote.
Yeah, that's tough.
The power that I hold is
Too much.
too much. That no matter what, whoever you vote for wins.
Well, imagine the guilt of,
You elect the next Hitler.
well, even not that, right? Say, like, for instance, let's even take, like, the Trump / like, recent people out. You're the one that voted in Reagan, and you're like, well, this guy's pretty cool. And then you find out later the consequences of the war on drugs. And you're like,
Ooh.
oh, yeah, I mean, I didn't make those decisions, but I did put Reagan in.
Yeah.
did.
I put Reagan in power.
He did good stuff, and he also did not good stuff. Like, you would feel the weight of every decision every time.
Imagine if Russia found out you had that power.
Oh. Again, you'd be... In that case, you wouldn't be killed. You would just be, like, constantly a puppet of Russia.
Yeah, Russia would own.
Allegedly.
Okay, not Russia specifically, but some other foreign interest
Yeah.
would own you, body and soul.
The boogeyman of
The world.
whatever country you want.
Yeah.
You know how every video game does that, like Call of Duty specifically, where it's like, the Russians invaded, China invaded, France turned evil, and they invaded.
Are there any games that are popular in this country where the U.S. is the bad guy? I think Metal Gear Solid games, the U.S. is the bad guys, right?
I don't know. I never played them.
I think so. I could be wrong.
I don't know. That would be an interesting spin on something.
I mean,
From the, like, perspective of most dudes that play, like, Call of Duty, because they're normally not the type that are, like...
I don't know if you could actually
anti-patriotic
I don't know
or
if you could market that game.
I don't think so. I think you would
But-
alienate
your player base. But
Your
I mean, all
player.
sides are as a matter of perspective, right?
I
So
mean,
we're the bad guys from someone else's perspective.
yeah, pretty much.
In fact, a lot of people's perspective.
Well, yeah. Any war that we drone strike, yeah, is generally not considered a
So I don't know. It would be interesting. I don't know
good
if those.
guys, but
I mean, there's definitely games probably that exist where like the
Well,
powers
like-
that be are the bad guy because there's a lot of anti-authoritarian stuff.
well,
out
I
there.
mean, Star Wars.
yeah,
I mean, that's you're going against the Empire, which is
you are
the
the bad.
ruling
You
nation.
are the bad guys.
You're the terrorists. 'Cause You're
Yeah.
the rebellion that
Granted, they clearly modeled a lot of the Star Wars stuff off of
of
Nazism.
Nazi Germany, yeah. Especially in the sequels with Hux's straight up Hitler speech. I don't know if you watched the 8th Star Wars.
I
it's the
did.
8th
I've
one.
seen them all. I just don't remember that speech.
Yeah, he's standing up on like a huge like thing, and they have all their troops in lines, and he's literally like, "They will bow to the power of the First Order," and he's like
yeah, that's
banging
straight
stuff
up
and like even
some
like
Third Reich stuff.
yeah, straight up Third Reich, and yeah. And then we found $5, at least $5.
And then we found $5. Is that a wrap?
I think so.
That's a wrap. All right, people. Bye.
That quick, huh? Just outro like that.
Hell yeah, dude. We're done.